Oh,
Okay, I think we are live. I do not have no fancy intro or nothing. I guess I could have played the little theme song music. Well, then I get copyrighted, so I guess not.
you could
So
sing one.
no, that's not gonna happen.
Okay,
That's
well,
not gonna happen.
0 for 1.
Hey, the best I got was the post that I made. That was the funny bit.
It's fire, dude. I
That's-
literally deleted my Saga post because
oh my god!
it's so good. Even everyone sees it. I'm just like, I showed it to my wife. She's like, oh my. So I was like, yeah, that's all I need to see today.
That's it. That's it right there. So what's going on, everyone? James, aka the Comic Raider, and I am here for a brand new show on the brand new channel called Raiders Neighbors.
Yee!
Yay! Now, I can take full credit for that glorious name and/or the idea. I will take full credit for the callback to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, though. But
Yeah, that was tight.
the grand idea comes from the man next to me here. So go ahead and introduce yourself officially.
Hi, I'm Ross.
AKA panel underscore surfing.
Yeah.
The second.
Man, fuck! Yo! Nice call. Oh, man. All right.
So yeah, so what the plan will be for this show will be I will bring on a neighbor and we will do a little interview, a little Q&A action, take some comments and questions and topics from you guys in the chat, and maybe at the end just kind of, I don't know, shoot the shit and talk whatever we want to talk about. So
yeah, I'm down. I like that. Just a free for all.
yep, that'll be the idea. You know, we're not known for being professional and all that shit. So
What did you
maybe
think of Batman dying in the new movie?
wow, we're going there. I mean, we did give it a week. He gave it a good weekend.
Yeah.
I just hate that the more people that are watching it, the more little negative shit I see.
You know what's interesting? I'm not seeing it. I'm actually seeing a lot more love for it today. I've been seeing it. Okay, regardless, Bub's World, love you, man. But he's actually the only one who I've seen. I have not been seeing the hate, so I'm curious, kind of what you're hearing. But we're digressing already, which is
okay. It's okay.
That's
what
okay. This is your channel. You do whatever the fuck you want.
No, hey, this does not have to go straight into interview mode. So, no, I mean I've seen like on Facebook some comic book theme club members. I won't call them out specifically, but because they are on their own personal channels, or their personal pages. But saw a couple of them on there. I have a coworker who saw it and then called me, and I was like, okay, tell me that you just watched the most amazing movie ever for the last 3 hours. And he was like, dude, it was so bad. And I'm like, what the fuck? I cannot have these people in my life, man. It just. And then I will say, though, he did say the same shit that, well, Batman he walks too slow. He's like, what? And I'm like, oh my God.
It's a mood thing.
And then a friend of mine in my personal life, she posted and then she saw it and she loved it. And then I told her, I messaged and I was like, oh, thank you. And then she said, I said, I've been hearing some people talk negatively about it. And she asked what? And I said, it's just nitpicking shit. And I said, one was like, Batman walks too slow. And she said that someone in the group that she went with said the same shit when they left. I didn't like it. Batman was walking around too, like, that's a thing. Batman walking too slow is now a thing about this movie.
Well, you know what you said when you were on the show Friday is we are in a day and age where I'm going to call it the way I see it. I'm not saying Bub's World was this, though, because I actually thought he approached his arguments with respect and, like, actually, like, had good, valid things to say. But most people love trying to get under your skin with hating, even if they don't, they just want to try to hate shit. It's just like the hater's ball is still in 2022. And yeah, it's just a really popular thing. It's a trolling, I think, is really what it is.
It's a little bit of that. And it's also, hi, thank you. You want to say hi to everybody? No? Okay. Wife feeds brought me some Starbucks.
Dang.
Dang. I got it like that. But well, you got pizza the other day, so
I did.
So I agree with Wesley. I know last time we were on the show, I think Wesley hadn't seen it yet, so I'm assuming by now he has. But I think I said it. You're like, yeah, it gave him a presence. He was supposed to be a presence, like and that's what he was. And so yeah, he's slow and meticulous and but that was awesome. I don't know.
Okay, and why would you? Well, being Batman is that brooding character. Also, I think it's kind of a tactical thing as well because he uses the dark and the shadows to his advantage. So why would he use the things to his advantage and then blow his cover by just running into action?
Right.
So, okay, I think it'd be equally as corny if you were to be like, everyone, like I can't say too much because of the movie, but if there's something going on and there's muggers taking grandma's purse, like it's just like not every character is going to be the Flash and just going to be like boom boom got done. Batman is, I mean, I don't know, it's like Michael not Michael Myers. Yeah, Michael Myers. He doesn't run. That's his character. He doesn't run. He's a walker. So leave Batman alone. He likes to chill.
Caleb, oh, hold on, I forgot I could do this. It's my show. So yeah, I mentioned that in my review that like the way they made it was that he is taller than everyone, but they also definitely made him just be a presence and taller and bigger and all that kind of stuff. And I also won't give any spoilers out, but there's two scenes that I can remember where he uses shadows and or something else to cover himself. And in one part, he does do the slow, intimidating factor. And then at the other part, it's in the middle of combat, and he doesn't do that. That would be dumb to use this cover of something and then just walk out also. He pops the fuck out on that one. So it's like he wasn't just always fucking just walking around hella slow and dumb, putting himself into stupid situations. It was either to be intimidating or to just be a presence.
Yeah, if you think about it, like now that we're talking about it, you kind of have to laugh that that's people's argument, the big one right now, because that's how good the movie is. That tells you how good the movie is. If we got to find something to pick apart with this movie, they can't find anything like there wasn't a good story, there was bad acting, it was bad set designs, bad choreography, bad editing. I haven't heard any of that. No, they're saying that he walks slow. Yeah, that's their argument. So really, you know what? If that's the people's biggest gripe, I'll laugh right along with them, just like they're all doing. You know, I mean, because we're setting up probably for a pretty badass fucking trilogy. So I recommend everyone go see it, and I want to see it again for sure in theaters. I know you've seen it probably a couple times.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times so far, so I'm kind of. I mean, I'll watch it again. I don't know that I'm like gonna go see it again this weekend or not.
What do you mean? Is a movie?
I haven't read this yet. Grimm's, I have not seen it yet, but what's the deal with the symbol on the chest? Are those his batarangs, or is it more a style choice?
I don't think we'll get. That's not okay.
There's a reason for it.
There is a reason for it. So like, yeah, that'd be one thing, and it works. It's good. It's good shit. But I will say it's just like every other Batman. There's Iron Man always gets a new suit. Batman gets a new suit. Things get in suits and technology, things are always being upgraded. So I look at this Batman as just kind of along with the times, things change. But also, I don't think that they got too stupid in this movie with like being too futuristic.
Yeah,
the car was a good example of that. When you see that, it'll give you an example of how keeping something simple, like a little, goes a long way. And that's kind of what I got from that car. I appreciated I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite since like the original. I love that original from Keaton's day. It's just classic. I grew up with that, but this might be my favorite Batmobile besides that.
It's hard. It's probably my favorite. I'll say probably. I will say this. It has how do I say it? Like the scenes with it are my favorite Batmobile scenes. That's how I would say it.
Yeah.
I could argue whether, like you said, the Keaton Batmobile, just Batmobile for Batmobile, which one's better is an argument. But for me, the way in which they used it, to me, this was the best I've ever seen. Its introduction is the best.
Yeah, the introduction. And that was another thing. I thought they took it really small and sweet to introduce the car, and
Mm-hmm.
the cinematography and Matt Reeves being the director. That's you got to give them kudos for it, and whoever designed them.
And it's a 3-hour movie, yet they don't waste any time on origins, backgrounds, origins of the suit, of anything. It's just
That's interesting. Yeah.
It's like you either know this movie or these characters or you don't, because we're not really going to give you much of a background of them.
I like that because
I do.
I'm getting okay, not old. I'm not tired of seeing it, but we have had a lot of Batman movies in our day, so I don't think I need to see the alley scene with the pearls anymore. I think I'm good. I think I could die before I see another Bruce Wayne and his parents in the alleyway scene. I don't need that anymore. Right. But then again, I do have to remember that every 20 years or so, a new fan base is coming in. So maybe, but not now. We're good. We just had the Bale trilogy and Nolan trilogy.
Yeah, so. Definitely.
Great.
The car being a car and not a giant tank was great. I agree. I thought Caleb had something. Here we go. DC's definitely turned a corner with their live stuff lately. I'm impressed. I am excited for DC. I think, don't get me wrong, it sucks. It sucks that I don't know if anything's been officially confirmed. They could always change their mind. But it seems like everything that we've known in the last 5 years of DC is pretty much just done and gone. But what they're doing now with Joker and now this movie and, Black Adam, I'm super excited for, obviously. But it's like, even if they blew up that whole Zack Snyder Justice League stuff, it sucks, but I'm okay with it because what they've done since is really fucking good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Really
good. I think that I'm glad we at least got the Snyder cut after waiting that long, because that does. I mean, I fucking threw the original away like that night. It was so good. I feel good that I got that. I wish they would bring it back, but like you said, man, the Joaquin Phoenix portrayal, and I enjoyed Shazam as well. Yeah, I really did. That was a fun movie. And then we got fucking dude, the new Suicide Squad movie. Like the new one, I really enjoyed that as well. The Titans on HBO Max, really good. Doom Patrol, really good. So I think Caleb's right, and a lot of people don't want to admit that. They're on the DC fan train of hating it, but they'll turn heel. They'll end up getting
I mean, and it's it's tough to see. I'll admit I haven't done any research on their stuff. I just watch the movies as they come out because it's like so much has changed that I feel like it's a waste of time. But Shazam, spoiler alert, at the end of Shazam 1 in the end credits, he introduces a faceless Superman, Superman neck down. So it's like, okay, so he's technically a part of that, but yet he does have another movie coming out. Black Adam has a movie coming out, which has new characters coming in. Is it still around? Is this universe still around, or is it not? I don't know. Well, I mean, there's still Flash.
The universe is there, but that doesn't mean that they're.
It's kind of a mess right now.
But I don't know. But I am excited for everything. I don't feel like we're. I mean, I don't know. It's tough, dude. It's tough after what we went through for a little bit, but there's probably so much behind the scenes shit that we just don't know about. Just drama with money and fucking creative differences. It's annoying for fans, man, because we're just there and we're also paying the money, even for the bad shit. We are going to see these movies. We are supporting it, and it took us a long time for the fans to get their Snyder cut. Way too long.
Yeah, and I mean, if with Flash is the opportunity to fix it, because you can do the Flashpoint, you can do all the different stuff, and he can be the one who resets and moves on to whatever it is that they're planning in the future, because that's what Flashpoint was in the comic books. And if you're familiar with DC books, then they're all about crises.
I was about to say,
a crisis is what allowed them to reset every so often. From Crisis on Infinite Earths allowed them to reset all those worlds. Then later they did the 0 Hour Crisis, which was kind of like the 90s version of kind of resetting. And then you had Infinite Crisis later. So, Flash would be the way for them to do it. And then just kind of go, okay, this is where we're at, and this is what we're moving on to, like it or not. But we'll see.
Yeah, George Perez, you know, he would love to see Crisis on the big screen. So I mean, it'd be good timing to start getting these balls rolling. It'd be nice to see Darkseid get more fucking screen time. I mean, dude, that's a problem that we will never understand because it's so simple, the formula that needs to happen now. Look what Thanos did for the MCU. Darkseid, man, like it's very simple.
Yeah.
So,
and what sucks is that we got teased. You know, the fact that we saw him in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but his whole plan was to make him so much bigger, and then it just gets scrapped, and you're like, fuck, damn.
Broken hearts, man. Being a fan of DC, man, you know. But
it's rough. It's rough.
All right.
I do agree with Jacob here that yeah, if DC just sticks to the dark stuff, just do their own thing, they've got it, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Then, oh yeah, this animated you're a pet guy. So have you seen this? Are you excited for this one? The cartoon Crypto, the dog. The Rock is gonna be Crypto, and then what's his name? Kevin Hart even play. I think he's like I want to say he's Ace, Batman's dog, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think I've seen that, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's well, yeah. So Super Pets, I do believe, is what the name of it is. But yeah.
Oh, the Super Pets. No shit, they're doing an animated show of Super Pets.
I don't know if it's a show or a movie. I don't know. I just saw a trailer. I thought it was a movie, but I saw a trailer for it a while ago when it first dropped, and it'll be funny. You know, kind of like along the lines of like that Secret Life of Pets type stuff.
Yeah, like yeah, I love that.
That is a good one. I only saw the first one though. But I only saw
moving out of this shit.
Oh, here we go.
Showing you the mansion, bro. The East Wing.
Yeah. Even though you don't have like any art around your house or nothing on your walls.
No, I don't.
I don't know, man. For a well, if you don't mind, what is your official work title? Are you a contractor? Are you a construction worker? What are you?
Yeah, I used to call it like a remodeling specialist, but really what it is a general builder, like residential general builder. So I just work only on the homes and renovations, and whether it be room additions or a bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel, anything that has to do with that. So I'm not a handyman. I can do everything a handyman does, but I do the big jobs.
Okay. Now, with all that said, yet you still don't know how to like decorate and remodel your own house, though.
What are you talking about?
I've seen your backgrounds many times. You don't have things on your walls.
I don't have a house anymore. We sold our condo, and I redid all that. That was, I don't know if you remember any of that. I redid everything in our condo and sold it while the market was hot, and that was like blah blah. But yeah, we don't have anything on the walls here right now.
You gotta make it home, bro. You gotta make.
Well, this isn't gonna be home for too long, so I guess that's probably why we don't. But we have our own touch. It's messy as shit, and she's in school right now, and you know I'm kicking butt 5 days a week, 6 days a week. So I don't have time for that shit to be decorating.
Hey, right? I hear you.
I decorate my man closet.
This background looks beautiful, but if I showed you like to the right on the floor over here or to the left, no, it's all bad. But
it's all bad.
I just keep this part nice.
Cats.
Okay, so Mr. Panel Surfing. Obviously I know you from comic book collecting and all that kind of stuff. So I will start with the very simple, easy questions of just, can we get a little background on how you got into collecting and how your love for comic books and all that stuff began?
Yeah, I was like 9 or 10, and my mom took me to visit her brother who lives in El Paso, Texas. And then my cousin Scotty mainly got there, and he probably was trying to, I don't know, maybe get me to leave him alone or some shit. But he gave me a big box of G.I. Joes and comics, and the two comics that I remember most are Amazing Spider-Man 365, the holographic cover, the black one, and then the Silver Surfer 75 with the embossed Silver Surfer. So that was my first experience with comic books. But yeah, I'm not going to be like most people and lie about it. I've always read trade paperbacks and graphic novels. It wasn't until Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo did the New 52 run and Saga that I really, that was it, man. I think I fell in love with, I don't know what it was because I read them in trade paperback form. And then I think it just got me curious. I think around that time I was curious about single issues. And I think I went into some shop and dug through their dollar bins. And then I learned about eBay and shit. So it slowly became what it turned into now, which is a full-blown addiction to comic books. Yeah.
I'd say very similar for me. I always been into it, raised on it. My dad's big Superman fan, just a big comic book guy in general. So I with him, so that's what kind of got me into all the 90s stuff, from the symbiotes to Spawn and all that. He was a huge Spawn fan. And so that was my start. Of course, I couldn't really buy anything as a kid because I didn't have any money. So it wasn't until about 2011, 2012, I get a job, I start working, and I start spending money on trades. So we have a very similar story in that sense, because for me, that was the way to catch up on everything that I missed. So it was all DC trades. I got Batman, I read Year One, Dark Knight Returns. Basically, you go through the list of the best Batman trades that you needed to read, and bought them all and read them all. Then I got to Batman New 52, and I read it and was just blown away by. And granted, I had read all, like I said, I was at the time where I was reading all the other classics, but this was just different. It was modern. It was Detective Comics and Batman together. The Court of Owls storyline.
The Court of Owls, that did it.
That was him as a detective too. I think of the part where he's trapped in the maze and like all of that stuff. And I was like, holy shit, like brand new comics are really good too. Because like I said, at the time I was reading all the old stuff. So as I'm reading this, I see an article about Batman 36 will be on shelves. It's, the end of 0 Year, which was like that, the Riddler one. 0 Year will be ending, and Batman 36 will kick off, a new arc. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's my chance. So I went down to the comic book store, and I started getting singles from 36 on.
That's cool.
And that was my introduction into single issues, after having picked up all of the, whatchamacallit. Hi, buddy. So, yeah, and I would say that there's so many people who, I know so many people that say that their start was New 52 and Batman.
True.
It affected a lot of people, dude. Oh, God. So this is Damien.
What's up, Damien?
I guess my other neighbor. Okay.
Yeah, so, that's your son. That's your son.
That's my son. Yeah. Now you've embarrassed me. Get up. Okay. So, yeah. So, New 52, I have seen a lot of people, specifically the Batman, is a ton of people's starting point and jumping on point. And I just think it's crazy. I was thinking about making a video on this eventually, but like I could probably put together an argument that run is probably one of the most important in comic books because of how many people it introduced into comic books.
Yeah, and I think we're getting to the point where we're probably going to start, like you said, seeing this stuff on the big screen. I mean,
yeah. I've seen a lot of people say it. I know I mentioned it before, but that Court of Owls run, that would make a hell of the Batman 2.
I know it.
They've already introduced like that type of stuff. Obviously, we can't get into it too much, but the every Batman's kind of dealt with corruption, but this was different. This was like deeper, and that's exactly what that run was. And so yeah, I would love it. We need it, and like you said, it'd be nice to see a modern book take off, and Hush too. Yeah, that's another good one.
And not just that, like we got that, and then regardless of what people think of it, the Batman Who Laughs dude, there's so much potential there for a big screen thing. Like, they can't fuck it up though. They can't make that shit corny. That's gotta be. That's gotta. I mean, I would honestly like to see a rated R version of Batman Who Laughs if they ever do.
Oh yeah,
they will eventually.
That would be a one that
horror.
Everybody would nitpick the shit out of that casting. They would have to nail it. They would have to nail it. Okay, so real quick, let's go so I don't get too buried in the comments. So Dennett said that's the same run that made me start a pull list. I'm telling you, I can't. Obviously, I've never kept track, but in people I've seen on YouTube and Instagram, I'm gonna say that run is very, very important to a generation of collectors and singles and all that kind of stuff. What's up, Actual Dracula? So we kind of got into it there. So I mentioned how I went from trades to then singles, and then I was collecting runs, and then that kind of led me into picking up keys, and I was kind of like that. I became that minor key guy because that's what I could afford at the time. So it was minor keys and variants and all that type of shit. And then eventually my collection kind of changed and narrowed down and got a little more specific. And that's what led to what you see behind me. So how has your collection changed, or even collecting habits kind of changed as you've gone on this journey?
Dude, the biggest thing for me that some people don't believe it, but I don't get emotionally attached to books too often. So yeah, man, like I'll sell books like that people don't think I'll sell, just because I don't know. There's a fun aspect to collecting that I like to hunt. So I really like I pick up multiple of everything. So like, you know, I'll sell a Marvel Spotlight 5. I'll pick up my 4th copy down the road. I don't hang on to books.
Yeah.
I mean, I find good deals because I love hunting. I love shopping for them. And so like I'll flip books and buy them again. So I'd say the biggest thing that's changed is I don't think any book is safe in my collection. I'd say that. But you're right. I find myself right now, I've been diving into pre-code horror. That's different. That's very new. And also taking people's advice, more so listening to what other people really like, because I like to dive into what people are passionate about, because I want to know why people like it. I really do. I'm like curious. Like, oh, dude, you really are a big Green Lantern fan. So that makes me want to know more about the Green Lantern. So I started buying Green Lantern. That's another thing that I don't like to stay in my lane. I like to dabble in everything. And
you're just swerving
I'm not
all
a
over.
hater. So I like it all, no matter it's modern age, a variant, or it's golden age, and a beater. Like, I don't care. I'll whatever the comic is.
Now, to the point of Green Lantern, this would be my opportunity to say that Kyle Rayner is the greatest Green Lantern. And that's definitely
left the door open for that. Yeah, you're welcome.
So, thank you. He really is, though, man. I mean, he's the most creative. His ideas were different because he had the artist background, and so his constructs were my favorite. But I respect John as well, John Stewart, because his were tactical and very detailed. But yeah, it's cool. I like Green Lantern because they all have their own, you can go through the list of all the different ones, and they all have their own identities, and they all have their own, like I just mentioned, they all have their own constructs that they build with the ring. And that's what's always been kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, it's time to get Green Lantern up on the big screen legit. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A good one. Because I see in the comments people are already talking about Ryan Reynolds, and just no. Yeah. So you are, you're not the only person I know that collects Golden Age, but you are a Golden Age collector. It's something that you've been getting into, and then you kind of got me to buy my first one. How long have you been collecting specifically Golden Age stuff, and what is it that you're finding that you love about it?
The first Golden Age book I bought was Famous Funnies, and it's because it has a giraffe on the cover. I don't remember. It's at CGC right now, but what got me into it? I think I like the idea of where things started, because if you don't respect what came before it, then I don't know, like I like to be knowledgeable about what I love. So it obviously started with modern comics, 90s comics, holograph comics, foil comics, then your Bronze Age, then you're going Silver Age, and all that shit. So I think what really I learned about Black Terror, which I personally think that's where the Punisher comes from. I learned about, just like Captain Marvel, finding out about Captain Marvel and learning more about that whole thing, that's why I despise Carol Danvers. Like, I just hate that character. I don't want anything to do with that character. Schomburg. I love big title banners. I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I think that Pre-Code Horror and DC Comics, and also like the U.S. Navy, the Timely Comics, Captain America Comics, Human Torch, those big banner titles, and just the color and the beautiful covers on those comics where there wasn't a bunch of bullshit on it. It was like just timeless covers. I love them. So they're expensive, and you got to be few and far between when you pick them up. That's why I'm a low grade collector, but yeah, that's why I collect them, because that's where it all started. It just makes sense to go back, keep trying. I remember I bought a Ace. Oh fuck, I forgot what it was called, like Ace Funnies or something. That was my oldest one. I sold that not too long ago. That was 1937.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was crazy. So I don't know. There's something about, dude, you're holding a book that's from 70, 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was that was me with so the only one I have is Superman 69,
which is a baller book,
which was awesome. And just like I know I mentioned in my haul video, but it was like when I got it, I immediately, I'm researching it, and it was just like you said, to put yourself in the mind frame of, I'm holding a book that is so much closer to number one, to Superman 1, to Action Comics 1. Actually, that's what it is. It's Action Comics 69, not Superman, my bad. So I'm holding a book that is closer to Action Comics number 1 by far than it is to right now, current time. Like by decades. And you're like, holy shit, dude. And for me, it was that the fact that the names, Jerry Siegel was still on there. And it was just like, this is insane, dude. And how old, you're talking 80, 80, 90 years old. About to be 100 on some of these books. You mentioned that 35 one. We're not far from that being $100 book or a 100-year book. And you're like, damn, it's crazy how long they've been around.
Yeah, but it's like a comic book that when World War II is going on, dude. That's fucking, it like blows my mind. And it's the ads show the time, and it's interesting to see. I won't lie, I find Golden Age fucking campy as shit, and
it's hard to read. Sure.
It's hard to read, but it's more about the historical significance of that book. And I'm like you. I'll buy a Detective Comics because it's only 40 issues away from number 27 rather than 800 issues away from 27. That means something, because those comics weren't coming out weekly. People don't realize that. Like back in the day, these comics weren't coming out every single week. So, it's crazy to see that one comic came out and then, 4 comics later was 2 years later, a year later. And these are 10-cent books back in the day. 10 cents.
Yeah. And now we're astronomically higher. Now we're up to what, $5?
Yeah.
So bad.
Which in the paper quality, I hate it now.
Yeah.
The feel of it, it's just bullshit. But man, that's where it all started. The Golden Age was a cool ass era, and that's where all of our greats came from. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and all them guys. So
I can't afford it yet, but it'll be it's a goal of mine to get to. But you mentioned Black Terror, and for me, I just love the way he looks. And so I then draw a parallel, and this is why I want to collect that eventually. So for me, you have Black Terror, and I love the way he looks. He's very similar in design to Mr. Bones, who Robert talked about on Friday's episode of the Low Grades. which is a character that he and I have talked about, and I actually do collect that as well because if you know me, I'm a DC fan and a Spawn fan and a McFarlane fan. It's a DC book. It appears to be a inspiration. Well, he drew Spawn when he was a kid, but it was Mr. Bones is kind of like him drawing Spawn before Spawn, you know, and it's McFarlane. So I actually have a ton of those books, and anytime I see a Mr. Bones on the cover, I'm buying it. So I have a bunch of those Infinity Ink ones, and that's why I want to buy Black Terrors, because it's like I feel like each one just kind of like predates a cooler, earlier design. And so for me, I would draw that parallel of Black Terror to Mr. Bones to eventually Spawn. And so you said Punisher. For me, it's the Spawn, and just because of that linear line.
Yeah, and best believe that, like, our favorite creators, it's just like musicians and filmmakers. They all feed off each other's art forms. So the inspiration's there, whether we like it or not. I mean, there are some cases, as we know in Marvel and DC, where it's purely stolen material, and then they copy characters. One company does it way more than others, but I would say, yeah, you're right. I don't think one character that's I love Batman Who Laughs, but he's obviously stolen from Judge Dredd, from the Judge Death. I mean, just the design in general is what I'm saying is stolen. That just looks way too similar. But I love Batman Who Laughs, so I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Could have been subconscious for Capullo and Snyder, who knows. But yeah, I would think there's a lot of parallels we could really look at. And I don't think it's wrong to. I mean, what do you think of him doing Spawn and then the look of Venom? Like, do you draw that parallel?
I mean, I guess well, in the sense of the fact that it's a symbiote, type costume and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I get that part. There was probably some inspiration there. So yeah, I guess I could see that.
Not in a bad way, but I mean, it was around the same time and stuff. So I think that, and he got to do his own thing. He got to take Spawn and do his own thing, and look what it is now.
Here we are, years later, still only one movie though. But so I will go back to early, let's say a couple years ago. I am on Instagram, and I have been on Instagram for, I don't know, let's say 10-ish years, ballpark. So I'm not a OG Instagrammer, not a part of the first generation of Instagram people. You guys
That's a long time.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I said I started collecting that 2011, 2012 range, and
but you created an Instagram back then?
No. So I was collecting then, and then I'd say after a few years, I then went on Instagram. I would say my first Instagram post about comics, I've done it before, but it's hard now because time's gone by so fast. I'd say about 6-7 years, I would think.
Damn.
It's got to be. Because, yeah, I mean, I've been in the Comic Book Fiend Club for about 7-ish.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you guys had, on the low grade, you guys had the Lords of the Long Box on a while ago. And, TiVo was talking about, TiVo and J2 were talking about that first generation of Instagram people. And I'm not a part of that group. I'd say I'm somewhere like that second generation. Yeah. I'd say we're kind of on the fourth now. If you think about in a short period of time, like the bursts of people that have come in, we're definitely in a new generation right now.
I'm part of that. Believe me, I'm a newbie.
So I'm on Instagram. I'm on the Comic Book Fiend Club. And being a part of that, I kind of had an idea of, I'm not going to say I knew everybody, but I had a good grasp on all the pages and the people. And, if you were a big name on there, maybe I did or didn't follow you or interact with you, but I at least knew who you were. That's at least how I feel. Yeah. So all of a sudden, I start seeing all my Comic Book Fiend Club family members start posting and tagging this guy, panel surfing. He, panel surfing showed this, and panel surfing talked about this, and I'm just seeing this name over and over and over again. And I finally click on him, and we start having a conversation that has led to now. But I feel like you just overnight just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're everyone's beloved.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, you're gonna go there,
and it makes me sick. And I,
yeah.
But how do you feel? Like, do you, because obviously I've gone to the first early of your pages. It hasn't been around long, like you said. Have you had a page for forever and you just kind of, and it changed? Or where did you come from? Because like I said, to me, you came from overnight. Now I will say, I had this question until Friday. You made an allusion, you admitted some personal stuff on your Friday show about where you were a few years ago, and I thought, oh, that kind of probably answers my question here. But where did you come from? Where did your Instagram come from? And how quickly do you feel like it blew up?
First of all, you put a lot of emphasis. You always have on like the blowing up of Instagram, and I've
did.
always maintained that I do not. It doesn't make me happy. Like it doesn't bring me happiness. Like what brings me happiness, like is. I'm gonna digress here, but
No. Go ahead, rant away.
I created the account because I was sick of social media, so I deleted all my personal accounts. So I had a Facebook. I was big into Reddit. Actually, I was really big into Reddit. I was in that comic community for a bit. I was in some Facebook shit too, and I got sick of it, man. I even had like a personal Instagram page. I don't remember. I think it was how long ago was like George Floyd, man? In like
it's been a few years.
Yeah, like I think it was around the time George Floyd happened, and I just got. I'm one of the people that when I watch news and when I see social media and I see opinions and stuff and people fighting over elections and politicians, it affects me, man. I don't know why it does. I wish I could ignore it, but a lot of things affect me. I'm super fucking sensitive. It's just weird. So I said, fuck it one day. I deleted everything. I don't know how it happened. Oh, my friend Craig, he has a Instagram page he always did, and he'd post a toy every day. And he always said, you should do one. Look at your comic collection, dude. People would love it. I was like, fuck that. I'm not fucking doing that. I just, that's whack. I'm not doing that. So I don't know. I think I watched him do it and he got a lot of enjoyment from it. And I was like, fuck, man, maybe I should. I think I posted a Sensation Comics with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I think that might have been my first post.
Yes.
And sure enough, there was a community of people here. And it's just like anything else. It took me a while to see that there is some negativity everywhere, even here on Instagram. I didn't think that I'd get like, over 4,000 people that wanted to follow comic book pages. But then again, I see people like, fucking Pretty Nerdy and got over 10K. I got One True Nerd King's almost at 10K. I mean, Bataholic, like people have a lot of people following them, and it really, it happened so fast. And whether it be hashtags or my books, or maybe because I was nice to people, but there is a part of me that it's a curse sometimes, because people think that even you think you pinpoint people, you think you understand who they are, and then you gotta let them know it's like, no, it's really not that way. I try to always be very kind, very nice, and I think people get that fucking twisted, and then they see the straight edge thing and they're like, oh, this dude's probably fucking clean cut Christian, all that shit. And so people are slowly finding out about me. I've lost plenty of followers because they see the type of things that I say about religion, or they see the music I listen to, or the beliefs that I hold that are very anti what they believe. And I'm not going to shy away from it. There was a point where I was a little weird about that. I was like, oh, I don't want to hurt any feelings, and then I decided, I can't make everyone happy. Yeah. And there's no reason for me to, I guess, be fake. I'm nice about it, but I do hold my own same beliefs too. So I don't mind if they talk about their belief in God, or they put a scripture in bio, but best believe me, man, and that lane I'm very anti, and you're gonna see it. And that is not it. And I don't look to pick fights over it, and I don't try to troll people about it. It's just, I would say, how people call themselves like devout Christians. I'm a devout atheist. I guess I'd say that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I'm in my convictions, and I'm a little anti certain things. And so I think people find out about that, they probably lose a little. I've lost some followers over that.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you got 4,300. You have some to spare, so it's okay.
Yeah. But you know what's funny about that? If you really look at it, you know what? You know me. I don't like being tagged in things. It's a big
I
people.
tag you in everything though.
No. But I don't like being tagged in things. I don't like being tagged in things by people I don't have like relationships with. I really find that cringy as fuck. Like if you and I have not talked in DMs or really if I don't know you by first name, don't tag me in shit because it's awkward. Like I mean, people think it's it's fun and stuff and okay, but yeah. So I don't know if you know this. Robert knows this. I probably block people every other day. I block a lot of people. I unfollow and block a lot of people just because they tag me and I don't care to make an explanation out of it. So I block them and move on. I mean, I know I hate to say this. I know there's a hopeful trying to get in the club. I blocked him pretty quick. It's not because I don't want him in the club. He could be a very nice gentleman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know him from Adam, but don't tag me if we don't talk.
No, and I agree. And first off, what's up to Robert and Fan here popping in?
Trash.
So yeah, I mean the whole. Obviously, I won't speak for these people, but I think for some, it's like they kind of want to tag you because to them that might be the introduction to you like finding them. And it's like, well, this guy's popular, so I'm going to tag him. And if he finds my page and likes my page, then now I become popular. And it doesn't work like that. And also, like you said, especially now, because every time you get tagged, it ends up in your messages, which Instagram needs to get away from.
Yeah, no shit.
Because I enjoy tagging people and I enjoy being tagged because it allows you to see books that could disappear on the algorithm. That's the whole point of why you're tagging people, is because you specifically want this person to see this post. But when they did the whole messaging thing, it just totally ruined it. But
I mean, I tag the same people, and you've noticed that too. I
usually
tag our friend No Town Rob. I'm not gonna give like government names out because he's on the lam right now. But I tag you, I tag Robert, I tag J2, and I don't tag you guys every day, but I tag my like real close homies who and every now and again I'll tag a few different people, but I rarely tag people that I don't tag unless it's a book I've seen him post or just every now and again. But Instagram definitely, we talk about it a lot. Like it's social media, we know that. But I'm not gonna put on a fucking facade about it. Whether I have 4,000, that's the thing. People think you're trying to grow a brand. Oh, Mondo Gecko made a cool little sticker for me, and people may get the assumption that I'm trying to make a brand, even with the low grades. And you can ask them the same thing. My job is what pays my bills, and I'm never going to try to be Instagram famous, and I never would be even if I tried, or YouTube famous. I got a wife. I got a life outside of this. So maybe you're right. I think Robert says I take it too seriously because some people really look forward to tagging people, like or tagging me or getting a mention on the low grades. Maybe that's a highlight of their day. I think Robert said that once. I don't know if I'm supposed to like be that guy though, because like you said, dude, you're tagging me, like, you never make the get in the DMs, like, hey man, talk about the book, and it's very not personable. So
correct.
I have a hard time not doing that,
No, and I agree, and I think I mean we also have to remember that there's a whole new, like I said, to me, we'll call it fourth generation. There's a fourth generation of Instagram that's around right now that is new to all this, and they're learning how things are. There's also a lot of young people, and they're probably not the best at communicating, especially to older people like you, old people.
Yeah, okay.
And 100% though, yeah, when they get a mention from like a bigger name, it gets that little endorphin rush going, and I'm sure they're excited for it. But like you said, I agree. So PSA to everyone out there, get to know the people that you want to talk to and interact with. So we'll say Ross, if you want to get to know Ross or you want Ross to find your page, talk to him, not tag him. That'll be the
no one wants to get a hold of me, man.
Blow up his DMs. Blow him up.
It's all, man, I'm getting yelled at like always.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany. James says hi. Where can I put this? Just out like this?
Yo,
Put it in the bag or something.
I can't. It won't fit in the bag.
Figure it out.
Jesus. See? Husband. See, I got a life outside of this shit, man. But I don't know. He took it off. I am on Raiders Neighbors right now.
Yeah, you're ruining my channel now. Now I take it personally.
I don't know, man. I think that I've actually had talks. I mean, full disclosure, I've actually said to a couple people that we know, like Robert including, I was like, dude, I think James gets a little fucking frustrated. Like, I'm sitting here because you mentioned, you're like, why the fuck you getting like 400 fucking likes or 200 likes or 50 comments? And I have told you that if it did bring me some sort of, like fucking higher happiness, then my ass wouldn't be on antidepressants. You know what I mean? Like, this shit doesn't do that for me. What does it for me is meeting the Fiend Club. Like, that's why I say don't fucking tag me, because I don't care about your tags, your likes, or a new follower. I don't work for that. I work to like get to know people, and look who we've met, man. Like, look at what we do on the low grades. We get to meet a lot of cool people. Then you network that way. So that means a lot more to me, is making friendships and like acquaintances across the globe. That maybe one day I travel just like the Bay Area, and then we get to fucking meet. That's what it's about.
Hell yeah.
So
I'll put my full disclosure out there. Me giving you a hard time about the likes and the comments, that's just me giving you a hard time. I don't personally care what your account is. I do find it fun to poke the fun at you, and we have had conversations about it, and we've had some deep conversations about, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I just like giving you a hard time. I try to consider myself as the person that tries to keep you bring you back down to earth, while all the hundreds of others just put you on this high above us pedestal, and I'm here.
You know what's interesting though? I do see. It's not like that goes unnoticed to me. That it's a lot of fake shit. So you know what I mean? Like, I do notice that. So it doesn't go to my head. If in fact, man, ask Robert. He's like, the shit that goes to my head is the shit that shouldn't. That's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the guy who takes compliments very well. So if anything, God, it's like the only thing I ever like take to heart is the shit I shouldn't. It's people fucking joking with me, or I can't take a joke and shit. It's unfortunate, but that's the way I am. I'll admit it.
So, well, here, I'll pay you a compliment. Everything that you have earned, and kudos to you for your 4,000 followers and all your comments and people that love your collection. You do have an amazing collection, and you should be proud of it.
No, thank you.
You should be proud of the popularity that you have garnered on Instagram, because it's not easy, but you've done it. So kudos to you. Now, you mentioned there about like taking jokes, or I should say lack of being able to take jokes. So I've known you for a while now, and you and I have, like I said, have had many conversations, and we're in the Comic Book Fiend Club together. Therefore, we're in chats together. And being in that chat, there's been a few times where you have, left, and there's been a couple of times where you've put publicly on Instagram. So I'm not shaming you for anything that's private. You put on Instagram, hey, I'm, taking a social media break. Now, this is something that other people do. There's a large portion of people that do this. I personally am not one of those. I don't know. I think for me, I enjoy social media. I enjoy Instagram. I enjoy it all. Are there times when I get frustrated at a conversation or a topic? Sure. But I think I'm able to distance myself for like a minute and kind of, I don't know. I've never been the type to need a break. But I want to ask you where it comes from, and do you feel like, those breaks are needed, and would you suggest that maybe more people take them, or where does those breaks come in, and how far do you have to go before you say, I need a break?
That has to do with trying to like maintain PMA, like a positive mental attitude. And I am one that has a hard time doing that in social media. And more or less, it's the people. So if I see things, and like I said, I'm a sponge for negativity. I'm also a sponge for happiness too. Like, it just breeds the same speed. So if I'm around too much negativity and it starts to get at me, just got to cut loose, just got to stop it. I got to nip it in the bud somehow and do it quickly. For like or how happy I seem, or people seem. I can't hear. But like I don't try to put a fake face on social media. Like I'm pretty. I've let that be known that I deal with shit. Not by being too like here's all my baggage, but people on social media, it's like everything's all peaches and cream, and it's never been that way in my life. So if I'm not doing well, then you're gonna probably know I'm not doing well. But now that I've made friends, I know that if I do take a social media break, I've gotten scolded for that because sometimes I will literally go off of it and not tell anybody, and they don't have my phone number. So now I've made it. If I do it now, I tell the people,
that are close to you.
Yeah, exactly. But I recommend people doing that from their phones in general, and I am definitely. And honestly, now that you've brought that up, like I'll probably be taking a social media break because you just brought it up. It's just good for you. It's good to recalibrate. That's what I would call it. Like it's good to do something else. Like I read books, not just comic books, and I do the martial arts and stuff. So I need to get off my phone sometimes because I can get stuck on it. My wife knows that. And I have an addictive personality for sure. So that's also a problem. I can spend a lot of time on this shit.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with that part. So when you say like the negativity, do you feel like you can't get away from it without taking the break, or is it like as simple as maybe you just need to follow different people, or is it more than just Instagram? What other social media platforms are you on, or what is it that kind of makes you need this reset? Is it just everything all together?
Well, Instagram is the only social media platform. I only have the Messenger of Facebook because of our theme club chat, right? So I no longer visit Reddit, and I actually, interestingly enough, I have not watched the news since George Floyd. That's a long time to not know about current events unless you find out about them through Instagram or someone bringing it up. But that's how much it affects me. The news is so negative, and the world is this, the world is that. I get so tired of hearing how bad the world is because in my little bubble here, man, the world can be pretty fucking good. Like I'm not rich by any means, but man, I live a good life, man. I enjoy my life. But if I watch too much and see too much of, oh my God, you're just the bickering back and forth. I wish I could be like you and kind of just say, I can't fucking change it, because I know I can't change it. But I see it. I don't like it, and I'm just Instagram is the one thing I'm on. So if I don't want to throw. Even within, I hesitate to say this, but we have to be real here.
Yeah.
The Comic Book Fiend Club is a family. It's just like the Instagram IG comic fam. There's drama in all shapes and sizes anywhere you go, whether it's in our club or outside of our club. So even I have drama with my family. I could see drama within the club, or I could see drama with the outside of the club. That's still social media, and that does affect me. So I just decide to, maybe I need to be better about it. I've always said that I like to burn it down and walk away, and that's not the way to solve shit. Like I need to actually solve issues and talk about them or do it some other way. But instead I'd rather fucking burn it down, walk away, and I'd never even talk to you again. That's not a good way to deal with shit. Nope. But it's easier than having to deal with drama. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it doesn't really give you that full closure. But maybe you're not the type that feels like you need that closure.
Nah, I don't need it. I have everything I want. You know what I mean? So it's like, and this type of drama isn't happening with my inner circle. That's the thing. Right. It may be happening with extended people that know people, but
true.
I mean, lately it's been okay, I guess. I mean, the YouTube thing, you're probably going to learn about that. There's some politics there. There's politics in social media. When you start getting to a bigger Instagram page, you can't help but attract every type of person. So I have noticed that there are people who I don't want following me. There are people I don't want interacting with. There's quite a few, man. Like, that there are quite a few bad apples on Instagram, and they're in this community, and you got to keep them at bay. And unfortunately, some people are friends with those people. That's another thing. You got to kind of keep it civil. That's hard to do sometimes. You don't want to take sides. So
no. I mean, well, first of all, I will be big on YouTube one day, but
yeah,
I
a long time.
but no, I'm not. If I'm being honest, I'm not interested in that. I'm on here because I want to have fun and have something to do, and I feel like I created this because my IG wasn't enough. Like I'm into, as I mentioned in my intro, like I'm into so much more than just comic books. But as Robert has told me, my Instagram and comic books is what people followed me for. So if I go too far off of that, I'll lose that base, and I don't want to. I have a lot of friends on there, and I don't want to lose out on that. I don't necessarily care about the follower count, but I just mean like if someone unfollows me that like maybe I enjoy talking with them, but they unfollow me because they're seeing too much Pokemon or too much video games or whatever, then I'll be like, damn, that sucks because now I don't really talk to that person no more. So
but were they worth a shit to be? See, I don't get that. I don't get. Dude, post whatever you want. And
yeah.
Wait, are you telling me one of the people you actually talk with would not talk to you again if you posted Pokemon? Come on, that's not true.
I know for a fact. I mean, I don't know, but I know that when I was doing a lot of Pokemon, there was a lot of people that had some things to say about it, and whether that's jokes or not, I don't know because I never cared.
I was doing Pokemon with you. I was fucking with you, dude. It's fun.
No,
I don't know, man.
Well, most
it's
of them I can
shallow.
tell when you're just giving me a hard time. But
Yeah.
what it did make me think, and I had this conversation with Robert. It was like, okay, well, is it right? Is it too much? And maybe, I don't know. I personally don't mind keeping it Instagram or comic book related. But I do have so many other things that I like. And so that's why I wanted to make this, was because now I can get on here and talk about them. The movies, the Pokemon, have like conversations. Because if you know my Instagram page, I don't post. I try to post more often, but like my captions are usually like a story. Like I don't just throw up a book and say, "Here's my Hulk 181."
You used to talk some shit about me. You used to talk shit about how long my posts were, and this motherfucker starts making novellas, man.
No.
Funny, man. You funny.
Yours were long, but
I like yours though because you know what it is. It breeds passion, and that's why. And people like that. Dude, I try not to make cookie cutter posts, even though like it's just a picture of a comic. But it's the shit you say about it, like a little funny thing you say here and there, or like an interesting tidbit about the book and how you got it, or shouting out the person you got it from. But man, like I'm rarely gonna post a book and say, "Oh, although it's on the picture, this is Fantastic 448 written by Steve." Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
That's it. Like, bro, like, come on, it's boring. So I do appreciate that, and I think it'll roll over into your YouTube stuff. Don't let anyone tell you.
Well, no, that's what I said. This channel. So my Instagram, I am very picky about it now. Like I'm gonna keep that mostly comic book related. This channel, anything I want.
Good.
Anything I want. And the way I see it is, as opposed to Instagram, where you're gonna see my Pokemon posts, right? You're gonna see it unless you unfollow me. On here, you can now choose. You don't have to click the video, and watch the Pokemon stuff. You don't have to click the video and watch the movie stuff. So that's why I kind of like this, is because now I think everyone can kind of follow me and then specify what they want to watch. At least that's my goal.
I mean, if you're on Instagram, this is how fast you can get away from your Pokemon. One thumb.
I know.
That man, people find anything. But then again, you're talking to the guy who I mute a lot of people. I mean a lot of people. So.
The only people I have blocked on Instagram, if I've blocked you, it's because we have personal issues, which is probably, I'm saying that, but I'm trying to think, and I don't think that is in reference to anybody, because I don't really block people. Or like you fuck someone over, then I'm blocking you, because I don't want you to change your name and then later on I get fucked over by you because I didn't remember you. So those accounts I block. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. But I'm not trying to, no offense, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but I'm not trying to like be on everyone's channel and, I don't know. I'm just trying to Like you said, stay in my own lane. I have no problems if I have no followers because I'm just here because I have a lot of shit to get off of my mind and talk about.
And the people that come and support your shit will be your friends and their friends, and that's how it should go. We started the low grades is strictly hanging out together and talking about what we like, and do that. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this because you haven't watched every episode, but there was times where I did not show up for the low grades, or I took a hiatus from that shit, and yeah, man, and I had to apologize and make to them because that shit gets to me. There's a lot of politics on YouTube. You gotta mention this channel. You gotta follow this channel. You gotta sub this channel. You gotta shout this channel out. No. Like,
no, see, I'm the same way.
I don't care if you shout me out. I appreciate. There's certain people that share our shit, like Wesley, all the time. Those are good people, and they don't expect anything in return, James. That's the good people. There are good people who literally share your shit no matter what. That's good people. There are other people who it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Like, remember AOKs, man? You don't got to do anything in return, dude. You just send them something. That's the community that I want to be a part of. That's why we're doing the charities, and I still give out AOKs. That you don't need to always get your back scratched. It feels so much better to like do something nice for someone else. So that goes with the YouTube stuff. Like, I don't even watch a lot of YouTube content. I don't have time, man. So people take offense to that. And I've gotten a lot of flack because I have a YouTube channel, but I'm like, well, don't watch my shit. That's fine. The only people who I care that watch it are my friends.
Right.
I'd love it if everyone watched it, man. But that doesn't mean that just because you watch it that I am obligated to watch yours. I'm making that show for me and the people who would actually enjoy it. I'm not making it for future prospects. If they come along, then they were meant to be, and vice versa. If I like your content, then I'll make it happen. But I don't have time for everyone's channel. I don't have time for everyone's page. I like my Instagram page. I do what I can do and show love where I can show love. But once you get to so many followers and subs, it's unreasonable to sit here and spend that much time on social media. Can't do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. So first of all, I'm going to correct you. I've watched about 90 to 95% of your guys' videos. And so, yeah, I pretty much you guys, and then that's it for comic books. I mean, well, obviously the Comic Book Fiend Club channel, and then there's a couple of members who I'm followed to. Even to them, I mean, I don't watch them all. I can go weeks without sometimes getting to one of Robert's long ass haul videos because, like you said, I want to sit down and watch it all, and I don't have time to, but I do enjoy watching them. But that's it. As far as comic books, I'm not. Yeah, my YouTube is mostly that, a couple of sports podcasts, and like that's it, dude. I'm not on YouTube very much, so. I feel like I will eventually possibly run into those same issues that you're describing. So it's good to be prepared because everything you said, that's me. I'm like, I'm not going to shout you out. I'm not going to watch your videos because I just don't have time to. And if that upsets you, then oh well. But,
and every now and again you will, like when you do have an extra 5 or 10 minutes, it'll happen. But to expect people to be in your chat every week, that's why, dude, when we see the same people in our chat, that makes me so happy because I know that they're friends. Like that's not those aren't viewers; those are friends of ours, man. They're just hanging out with us. We don't take ourselves seriously, but no, not every channel's like that. And have fun, like you said. You're just doing it to have fun. That's all I'm doing Instagram for, is to have fun. That's why if anything bothers me, I'll just block you or fucking move right along. But yeah, this is fun. I mean, I like doing this. It's down to earth. And just
because that's what we're all here for. And you can tell when it's not fun anymore. You can, especially on here. And that's why on here I want on this channel to be everything I want it to be, because then I know that I'm having fun. And you can see it. I've seen it in YouTube pages that I do follow. Like you can tell when it's just become work. And I'm talking about like big. I'm not talking about like even the lower channels, but I know
what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the million bajillion subscriber people. Like you can tell when it's like
a job.
I have to make this video.
It's a job, and
they're just
you
not.
know, and kudos to them, because we all have days at our job where we're just going through the motions. But it's different when you're on YouTube because you have to put on a fake face a little bit. Like in my job, you know, if I'm not feeling it, then I don't really have to act like I'm feeling it. I just do my job and go home. So
yeah, see, I'm in customer service, so I have to put on that.
You're an ass, dude.
But see, that's so I'm like you. I'm not a fake person. I'm an authentic person. What you see is what you get. I think at work, yeah, I have to obviously, I'm a manager, B, I'm in customer service. And so I have to I'm still me, but you do have to put on that, hi, how are you? How can I help you? So like once I'm out of there, that's why I'm an asshole like here, because this is all that pent up aggression from
it's a different type of like you're the nice we can tell.
We've said I'm the nicest asshole. That's my thing. I'll do anything if you're a close friend of mine. I will do anything for you.
But ship the books that you bought.
A hard time.
You'll do anything but ship the books. That's a callback.
So I did want to ask your personal life. You know, if anybody's follows you, you travel, you have your cat, you now are well, cats are somewhere. So you have the cats, you travel, you're a Disney guy, you do the marathons, you do all this kind of stuff. You're not in it alone. You have your partner there, Brittany. So how does your guys' dynamic work? And like, are you the traveler? Is she the traveler? Are you just both? Are you both in all this stuff together, or is it like a half and half kind of thing?
Dude, believe it or not, Brittany is the outgoing one. I'm not.
Well, I know that. Yeah,
she's the risk taker. So the traveling is something I've always loved. So I was never against it, but she makes me take chances like on certain trips. So the dynamic is we're definitely polar opposites, and it works perfectly because of it for some reason. So yeah, she plans every trip that you see us go on. That's her doing, and I'm like weirdly, I don't know what she'd say. What would you say, Boo? Like I'm extremely passionate to a fault. Yeah, she's laughing. Like I have a very addictive personality. So like if you want to, I'm kind of like you, I guess. Like, dude, when I'm the Batman movie, like I'll sit here. We could chop it up for 3 hours, talk this movie right now.
Right.
So everything that I find enjoyment in, I will do the same thing. And then everything that I don't like, that's why it affects me, because the negativity is also the same way. So yeah, I mean, we live a pretty great life, but right now it's so different because she's in school. So it's she's working and school, so she has no time anymore. So I mean, it hasn't affected our marriage, but the dynamic right now is just she has nothing. She has no time. Right. So me, I sit and do a lot more Instagram than I should, but I still do my training and do that in the tournaments and stuff. But and every chance we get, we'll take a vacation and go to Disney or whatever. But yeah, it's a good dynamic. We balance each other out for sure.
That's good. Well, that's like like you guys just did, which to me is like, I don't know. I'm jealous of it in the sense of like but I'm not jealous because I have control over it. But what you guys did a couple weeks ago, she planned this trip to the Bay Area, California, and it was just a 2-day come right back. This is a weekend trip, and like I don't do that kind of stuff. Now my wife loves traveling, and this is something that I've tried to be better at, is being a better husband and partner and doing the things that she wants to do, because obviously she allows me to do the things that I want to do.
Yeah, I know, right?
So same. I need to do more of that traveling and do more of this kind of stuff. And so yeah, like when I saw that post, I jumped on because it was like, or I jumped on invading your guys' trip because it was like, A, obviously to meet you guys. B, because I was like, my wife would love to get out of the house. We have the 3 kids now. I'm on YouTube now. I'm on Instagram. I spend a lot of time in here, so she's with the kids a lot. And so it's like, I need to get her out of the house. She loves San Francisco. She'll love this trip. And we get to meet you guys. And it was just like, I need to do that more often as well, because I suck at it.
It's very important to me. Like, I am not gonna say. I mean, she's in the next room. She'll probably hear me, but like, I do not think I'm a great husband, but I fucking love her so much. So I can say that. So, but I'm just not. I'm not a trophy husband for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been getting better with like. I mean, I was really proud of this. I bought her a fucking Michael Kors bag on my own for Christmas, and
Nice.
you know, that was sometimes that's my love language. If you ever heard of
Mm-hmm.
that, is buying her something or doing something. So I'm trying to be better at like doing stuff like that, and it's only because every birthday or every holiday she plans something fucking amazing, and like every birthday I have is, dude, ever since we've met, she's planned some surprise for my birthday, and it's like, wow,
Nice.
it's crazy, man. But I'm a very simple man, and I'm not that not that bright, I guess. I'm trying though. It's about making the effort. I think she's training me better. So it's important to make our wives, our spouses and partners, try to do our best to make them happy. I try leaving her alone more now just because she's in school. That's what makes her happy. But I still am not good at it because my favorite thing is to annoy her. Like right now I can hear her laughing. So I'm really bad about it. I love like putting my feet on her because my feet are really dojo and gross. So yeah, I'm a real pig. Real fucking pig.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like you said, it is good. And like, it's funny, like, I would describe the way that you just described yourself as a husband. When you said that, I'm like, yeah, 100%. Not a great husband. Well, I'll butcher it. Won't say it as good as you did, but not a great husband, but very passionate, and you love her.
Yeah. And that's all you need, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But yeah, that has been one of my things recently. Is like, okay, yeah, I need to do more things. I need to get her out the house because that's what she likes to do. And if it's just for a day, then we need to do that. You gave your little example of you being proud of yourself. So I'm going to do my little shout out to myself because it was actually last night. So we got dinner one day and then we were watching, I think we were watching like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives or some shit. And he went to an Indian restaurant and they were showcasing samosas, which I had never heard of. And she goes, oh, I love those. She goes, we used to have a coworker whose mom used to bring them in and they were so good. And I was like, oh. So I sat there and I wrote samosas. And then when the chance came around again to get dinner, I was like, I need to go find samosas. So that this was probably like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. So last night, I'm on my way home and she's like, hey, can you pick up dinner? And I'm like, yeah, what do you want? She's like, well, what do you want? And I said, honestly, I'll eat whatever. And then she's like, well, and I said, well, and then I remembered it. And I'm like, no, I got it. I'm just going to bring home dinner. I'll see you in a little bit. And like, she got excited. I could hear it she's like, oh,
that's cool.
Oh, okay. I'll see you. And I was like, all right. So I'm like, yes. So I go Google up the Indian restaurant by the house, go get the samosas, bring it back. She loved it. And it was like that little thing, and that's what I was like, okay, this I need to do more of. Pay attention to her, listen to her. They'll tell you what they want.
Oh, fuck yeah, they will.
We just need to pay attention. We just need to pay attention.
Yeah, my wife's funny, man. She don't give a fuck about this YouTube shit. If I have to take out the trash, like you just see, she'll be like, bitch, take out the trash. Smack you upside the head. You see this? This used to be for our cats. She squirts me with this fucking water bottle, man. I swear to God, it's ridiculous. But I wouldn't have it any other way, man. Like we watch Love is Blind or 90 Day Fiance and just, man, we got it made, bro. Like, I don't know how long you've been married.
So it's 2022. We have been married for 7. Well, it's going to be 7 this year.
Yeah.
We've been together. So I'm 29. So when I say all these years, it'll make sense. So I'm 29. We've been together for, it's going to be 12 years. No, 13 years. Because we met in 2009. I was a senior in high school. She was a junior in high school. And been together since, and they got married in 2015. So we are that high school sweetheart couple. But that was because, for me, that's just what I've always wanted. Even young, like, I wanted kids. I wanted family. I've been a family person. Like, that's my thing. And I wasn't the kind of person that I needed to go out and club and live that fabulous bachelor life. I was like, I want to have a family, and I'm only getting married once. Now, obviously, you don't know how life is gonna go, but
Yeah.
like that was my thing. Was like, I don't want to sit here. I'm not here to date and do all that. I want to have a family, and so I met her early in life. I was blessed in that sense, and pretty much have been blessed since. So
It's good shit, man. Yeah.
Now, how about you guys? How long have you guys been together?
Hey, we met in 2013. 2013, man. I asked her to marry me fucking like 10 months later.
Okay. Now, how'd you guys meet?
This one night, my friends were going out to this Arizona version of Oktoberfest, which is in Tempe, Arizona, at the college. And I don't drink, but I was like, I'm gonna fucking go out there. I wasn't gonna go because I was like, wow, there's nothing for me to fucking do about, going out to Oktoberfest. I wanted to watch a football game. A big ASU fan. I love watching football.
Trash.
They kept. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna go. Like, bro, just go, just fucking come out. I was like, you know what? And I swear to God, I went with my phone and my headphones and just walked around listening to the game. That's how fucking I just wasn't even in it. I guess one of our girlfriends knew Brittany and knew some of her friends, and we just linked up there. And I always just remember fucking Brittany playing the air guitar. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but that night, that's all it took, dude. That was all. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was, bro. And there's varying stories, but I remember. Yeah, I don't think I made the move. I think she did, honestly. I think she may have came over and was asking me why I had headphones in, right? And I said I was listening to the game, and I think she had the fucking game on her phone. So I was like, damn, like we're fucking both paying attention to the game. And then I found out she went to ASU and danced there. And I think she said to me, well, I'm leaving. It's like, oh, okay, well, let you know. And that was her way of making me ask to get her number. I don't know if that's how it went, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went. So then fucking our friend Angela was like, yo, Brittany's a bad bitch. So you better hit her up. And yeah, it wasn't really like, I was nervous as shit. I remember that, because that was totally out of my element. Brittany's 6 years younger than me, and she's like cool as shit and like hip.
Mm-hmm.
I am fucking like trouble with a bad trouble past and like not cool anymore. So I was like, I don't know. It's like, well, why would she get your number? Blah, blah. So I ended up hitting her up, and dude, yeah, man. Love at first sight for sure for me. And then we went to the fucking Grand Canyon. Like a month later, I met her family, and just, yeah, dude, it happened real quick. It was just meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, when you know,
you know.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. When you know, you know. Exactly.
But also, like in my age, where I was when I met her, she was the one who probably had to be more concerned because she was a lot younger, like me. I was done with.
You were the old creep.
Yeah, man, I was the old creep. And I was all worried, meet your parents, fucking come over and knuckle tattoos. My in-laws are fucking great. Like now looking back on what I worried about meeting them, it's so funny because they're so not judgmental at all. But yeah, man, that was I'd relive that day every day if I could. That was a good day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you can get into as much or as little as you want of this, but now that I've asked that question and I'm piecing the timelines together in my head, you mentioned on Friday's show that you were a couple years sober, if I have that correct. And now you have mentioned that you guys have been together for a lot longer than that time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
What kind of person and what kind of state were you in when you met her? And then how did all of that happen? And obviously you guys made it out of it, but I mean, describe those times and how, she was able to stick with you or help you,
For real, dude. No, she did stick with me. Man, like I don't even remember her ever giving me an ultimatum. That's how much she loves me, I guess. But Yeah, to be quite honest with you, yeah, I was straight edge, and when I met her, um, I had dealt with something that brought me to straight edge, and then yeah, during our and when we were our first year together, so something happened, and then just slowly, slowly everything disintegrated for me. It had nothing to do with her, but uh, I just like it rocked my world and faith. So that's why my views on religion and faith are the way they are. But then I fucking just said fuck it. Even though I had her and there's nothing with her, but it was just like my life in my head after what happened. I didn't give up, but I needed to cure the pain, I guess you could say.
Right.
So I fucking did it for a long, for whatever you want to call it. I just did what I did, and I think I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what the catalyst was, but I can tell you that Robert Comics on the Edge was a big fucking reason for it, and I didn't even know him. I remember, so that can speak about the Comic Book Fiend Club. It started with comics, and I just tried reaching out to certain members, and for some reason, when I came across him, we had never talked, but when I saw that he was straight edge, it wasn't an in for me. That was me seeing what I used to be. So that wasn't about me finding something to relate with him with. I think you could ask him. I think I literally came out and was just like, yo, I don't know if I said I need help, but like I want to know your story because here's where I'm at in my life. And I told him everything that happened. So Robert's one of the few people that do know what happened. And he actually, interestingly enough, Robert went through something. He went through the same thing that I went through. And so that was good for me to hear because he remained straight edge and I did not. So since that fucking day, I actually wrote him a letter, I think, and I've been sober since that day and I would never go back. So yeah, I don't know what your original question was, but my wife stuck it out with me, man, it wasn't just me giving up. I finally decided to go to therapy, and then, I got diagnosed with some things and dealt with them, and here I am now. So, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm actually happy. It's like authentically happy. That's why I'm very cautious about my mental health. That's why, because I can't have anything fuck it up anymore. Like I'm gonna have kids here soon, and I'm fucking 37, dude. I'm not getting any younger. I had to shut out a lot of friends and, people I've known a long time. Yeah, dude, that's marriage though. She made that commitment and fucking stuck with me, and now life is great, So yeah, that's kind of my story.
Hold on.
I still have it. Love you. Yeah.
And then that's the follow up.
It's interesting. I now being in the club, I do understand where you guys are coming from when people hit you up. And it's so hard to explain now. It really is. Just when you say that cliche saying it's not all about comic books, now I get it. I get it now. Like there's meeting you was not because you're in the club. It was just like, oh, dude, we fucking know each other now. It's like, why haven't we met? Like, we are friends. Like, dude, I remember you, me, and Gentry. Dude, that late night conversation we had where we have that inside joke about The Hobbit, I still have that shit screenshotted, and I still remember how much I was laughing. Like, I was crying laughing. Absolutely. And I remember someone said they were in the bathtub or in the bathroom.
That was him, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no. That was me. It was because it was late at night and all my kids were still asleep. Everybody was asleep, trying not to wake everyone up. Yeah.
So, what's interesting now that we look back on this, the Comic Book Fiend Club, in a way, I mean, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say, but it could have saved my life. I don't know. It could have. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
It is, and it's awesome, and I like hearing that, especially being a longtime member of it. And it's like, so I've been in it for a long time, and I don't want to make this whole show about the club or even my channel all about the club, but the club means a lot to me. And so it's like people, obviously we say, yeah, we're a family and this club is a family and all that kind of stuff. And I've had to have many conversations with people about how and I think even with you, where it's like people are like, okay, but then we get in and there's drama, or even before we're in, I see that you guys are involved in drama and all that kind of stuff. And I always tell people, like, is family not sometimes drama?
You're right.
There's 100 and
You're right.
something people in this club
Yeah.
from all over the world. All over the world. We are all individuals who are raised differently, grew up differently, had different experiences in life, and we think differently. We're of different ages. We're not all going to see things the same way. We're not all going to agree on things. And that leaves fights. That leaves people not always getting along. But it's about finding that core group that you do get along with.
Yeah.
That is what the club is meant to be. It's not meant to be, hey, you need to get along with all 100 people. It's find that core that you consider your family, and then kind of, okay, so that means that I then consider everyone in the club my family, but some of them are my close, and some of them are more extended, and some I don't talk to at all, and all that kind of stuff. And so, you've been able to find that core as you've gone on, and that's what I try to tell people, like, that's what you stick with, is stick with that core group, because those are your family, your friends. And obviously, yes, it's even better when you get to meet them. But there's ones you don't, like, Juan, for me, Retro Groom. That's Juan is one of, like, my best friends now, and I've never met the guy, but we've known each other for years.
Then maybe you should come to Cincinnati Comic Expo, because I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna meet him before you.
But anyways, but yeah, because he and I have just talked a lot about all different kinds of stuff, and so yeah, I mean, it's different, man. It's something, and so I don't know. It does upset me, when we talk about needing a break. I do get very passionate when it comes to talking about the club and people getting upset by it, or having to trying to talk them off the ledge of certain things. Because yeah, it's like I said, it's just find the core group and stick with those people. Then and that's, you don't have to get along with everybody. That's not what it's ever been about.
Yeah,
but because it's impossible.
Same way at the IG comic family. It doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna find people out there. So
right.
But the club is, yeah, it's the club that people want to be in, even if they don't want to admit it. So it's definitely a brotherhood. Once you get into it, it's a family for sure. And you do have that core group that you're just like, these are why I'm in the club. This is why I stay in the club. It's like, 'cause these are my people. And then you keep it civil with everyone else,
Right.
Get to know people along the way. Sometimes, bridges get mended. It's just like you said, it's no different than, shit, I got drama in my family. Shit, everyone does friendship. So no, man, it's a good deal here. We got a good thing going.
And it's cool to just know people from all over. And again, and this relates to just people who are on YouTube and people who are on Instagram in general. Like, the fact that, social media gets a lot of flack, but it's also like the fact that we now can know people in completely different states, in parts of the world that we've never even been to. But yet I know I could go to Arizona and have somewhere to stay, or have somewhere to I'm crashing your house, bitch. No, but just have somewhere to hang out at and meet people. And like, you have these places all over the world where you're like, yeah, I got someone over there that I can, hang out with or talk to, or it's just, to me, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Like, for anyone watching, to give you an example, one of the first people I talked to in the club was Eric Herzog. He goes by Big Stompin'. Him and I talk just about on a regular basis through text. He's actually on a social media break right now. He's been on one for quite a while. I've never met this guy in person, but I consider him a very close friend. And he texted me, he said, I think he just said, Cincinnati Comic Expo is this date, wink, wink. I bought tickets within 30 minutes. I've never even been to Ohio. Like, that's what this club really does breed, is there is a fraternity to it. There's like a proud, I know we've had our talks, but like, I'm past that point. Like, I rep this club. I love this club. I fucking love it. Like, I'm a fiend. Like, regardless if some people don't want you to be or not, like, you're going to rep it, and I'll be heading out to that East Coast. Let the East chapter see what the West boys be like. But yeah, man. Hey, people think I'm yeah. Well, you know what? Fuck you, man. Yeah.
You're not the best representative for
I'm
that.
hey, yeah. I know I'm not the best, but I'm the best you got right now. Right?
You're the most friendliest, and they're already gonna love you because they already do love you. You gotta send a me or a Robert over there. Someone that people don't always get along with, and then we'll show them.
Well, you guys can still get your tickets.
That's true. That's true. I do, because you just posted this the other day. I want to have a conversation real quick about karate. Well,
oh boy,
I say karate. I don't know exactly what it is that you do.
It's karate.
So, how does that start? How long have you been doing it? You posted your little medals the other day. Not little medals. I'm sorry. You posted your medals the other day. Does that mean that you're good? What?
I'm simply the best there is. That's really all I can say. But no, I studied Lin Kempo as a kid. It's a style of karate. And my parents moved me at a really weird age to where it's like my childhood friend all the way up to 6th grade. Like I never talked to him again. They just fucking up and moved me. So that meant my martial arts that I was doing and loved, and I was doing tournaments then. They changed my life for whatever reason. And, parents can do whatever they want at that age. I always felt like I missed out on that because I loved it. And I think it was during the COVID thing, and just during this whole fucking COVID thing, I started thinking about, maybe I just had too much time on my hands, started thinking about it. I don't know what really was the catalyst of it. But I was like, I need to go back. So I started researching and trying to find a reputable place to go. And I found the Scottsdale Martial Arts down the street from me. And had the nicest looking dojo that I've seen. So I was like, I just need to fucking go in there. So I walked in there, and we laugh about it now there, but the one thing that really brought the nostalgia to a head was the smell of it. The dojo has a smell because the mats have a certain smell. Not like it's a gym smell, I guess. Probably very similar to that, but it's not like a body odor smell when I say that. So right then when that hit me,
rubber mat smell.
Yeah. And it was just like, fuck, dude, I feel like I'm at home again. And then I just remember the head sensei there, Sensei Ray, was like, dude, just come in here. And we were wearing masks at the time because it was still pretty locked down. And right when he got in there, he's like, you can take off your fucking mask. And he was just so down to earth. And we just talked about life for a minute, like not even about like coming and training there. And I knew right away. I was like, let's do this. Let's go. And I'm not like everyone. I'm not like a lot of people. So there is a statistics online that say, this is how many people achieve a black belt. This is how many people go to do martial arts to achieve a black belt. I don't care about that. So I just want to do it and then do it for the rest of my life. And then eventually train kids. I would love to do that. Not for a job, but just to do it. I love being around kids. There's something like rejuvenating about it, and fucking feels good. They make you, their innocence and their like lust for life is so infectious, and their like curiosity and everything. So I think my biggest thing I got from it was
kids, I will say, not to throw you off track. But
what's that?
I said you're great with kids, and and when people are great with kids, kids know. And like, not to get sappy here for a second, but like when we went to the Bay Area, we saw you, we gave our hugs, we gave our introductions, right? And then I had one child crying, and then I look, and Damien, who was just on here earlier, Damien just like, you're sitting there, you're crouched, and then you're like, you got your hands out like, hey, and he just like jumps into your arms for a hug. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck is this kid? Because this is not my child right now. But for me, as the father, that was a cool moment. I loved it.
Yeah, so that's one thing. And then I didn't expect it to happen. I really didn't. But I don't know. It's hard to talk about because like there's certain things, people's talents come easier to them than others. I guess this came easier to me. So right off the bat, I was told, he's like, you should compete. So I was like, come on. Like, I'm 30 fucking 6. I'm on the later innings of my 30s. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I wouldn't tell you that if you shouldn't do it. So I took it seriously. Then I did my first in-house tournament. I took second. I was like, in both kata and kumite. And then I was like, okay. But then I went out to Vegas for the Open, took second there, and then that started getting to me, man. I was just like, oh, I don't want to keep losing. Like, I don't know if it's an ego thing, but it's just like, this is a lot of work. It's tough. It's draining emotionally and physically to sit here and be my age and like keep losing. So honestly, I was thinking about taking a little like time off from the tournaments and just keep training. Then I did this in-house tournament and won gold in both. And I was like, all right, no, I'll go to Vegas. And there's a tournament in California and I forgot what it's called now. I don't know. I don't even know. But it's this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to make it to that. But I know that in May, I'll go back to the Open in Vegas, and then there's Nationals in Washington. So, yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
When I train, I don't think about anything else, and I'm a fucking heavy thinker. So if I can do that and get away from my head and get out of the phone and get out of everything else, that's why I do it too. That's a big reason, because it's kind of mindless in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of doing what you do, just doing it. And yeah, I enjoy it, man.
So
my life.
While I can respect the competitiveness, and I can respect the urge and the want and the need to be the best, why is it hard for you to appreciate what you have accomplished in the fact that you said, I'm 36. It's, yes, you did it as a kid, but it's still relatively new to you. Yet you go to a tournament, you finish second, and to you, that's like the worst thing in the world.
No. I mean, it sounded like that. Not the worst thing in the world.
No, you did, because I saw your post and we talked about it. You were very upset. You were very upset.
Well, okay. Because the better man won that day is even hard for me to say. I think it was still so new to me that nerves got to me, and fundamentals and bullshit go out the window, and just, I made mistakes that I shouldn't have made. So it's on me. So I'm extra hard about it. I'm extra hard on myself about it. Like, you should have fucking won those. So that's 2 times where I didn't win. It's like, I should have won. So that pisses me off. But I've already been told by like a couple of my coaches and trainers, they're just like, the biggest thing holding you back is you, because you have the physical capabilities, you have the mind. So the only thing that's holding you back is you, because you're just way too hard on yourself and you expect too much. So then that is 100% true. And that's with my whole life, just way too hard on myself. So yeah, Brittany said the same thing. Why would you be so disappointed in second? And then a lot of people said, you look how many people like who aren't even doing it. You're doing it. I was like, yeah, so I'm proud. Like, for sure. I'm proud of it. But yeah, winning is a lot better than second.
No, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. Maybe you could take like, I don't want to say like mental training and make it sound like a bad thing, but like train your mind to allow yourself to, stay out of your own way. Like you said.
PMA, dude. I try. I really do.
So what do you do to try? Because your coaches told you that, right? Are they called coaches, or what are they called?
Yeah, I have coaches and I have senseis and I have friends. But yeah,
so your coaches and senseis tell you got to stay out of your own way. You can't be too hard on yourself. Maybe free yourself up. What do you do to do that? What are some exercises or whatever you want to call them to do that?
Yeah, I don't know if I could say I have exercise. I do need to remember that progress in martial arts isn't always linear. So like, you're gonna have little bumps, like little things. So, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're looking on a graph, even with those little bumps, it'll be like this, but it'll steadily be going up.
Right.
If I remember that, that's what I need to remember, because it is a long fucking journey, because I'm no longer thinking. There is no thinking about belts or rank. So like this last weekend, I was moved up. So I took gold and out of my division in both. So they moved me up out of my division. And then, I mean, he tells me all the time, like, the reason why I'm able to do it, and even the people who I've competed against have told me, it's like, well, I have great people that I train with, because I'm literally fighting a few people that are on my level at my rank, but I'm also always going up against black belts all the time. Like people that have, a couple people have been on the US team, a couple people still trying to get on it. And then just like Christian, this kid just turned 21. This dude who I train with the most, I mean, just one of the best fighters I've ever seen. It's insane. And he's just a good kid. So when you train with someone like that constantly 24/7, it gives you an advantage because you're always used to his speed. So then when you get with someone else, when you go to fight someone else, you're just prepared for anything. So I need to just kind of just stay on that mindset of, I think my sensei Roger, he said one time, he said, you're supposed to make mistakes when you're training. You're not supposed to make mistakes when you're competing. So the problem is with you get too hard on yourself when you make mistakes when you're training. That's when you're supposed to make them. So I was like, damn, he's fucking right. It's just little things like that in the moment, you know what it is? Adrenaline goes pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're fighting, the adrenaline gets going, and sometimes the mind isn't ready to process. So sometimes I have to let 5 minutes go by and then really think, let a filter kind of come in place and think before I act.
And now, how much of this are you trying to apply to, like, these lessons and stuff? Are you trying to apply to your personal life and that kind of stuff? Because it all kind of translates together, right?
Oh, you're actually
the way that you think and how you are there. You do this in every other aspect too, not just.
Yeah, you're actually saying you're the sensei comic writer over here, because that's actually the philosophy of martial arts. It's like that book that I read about, Bruce Lee's philosophy that Shannon Lee, his daughter, wrote, Be Like Water, and treat every single moment with the philosophy that you do in martial arts, because it all translates, like you said, in the same way. And that's why I try to focus on keeping a positive mental attitude and being patient. It's a very hard thing to, I don't think there's many people that could ever master that. There is people who have, but there are a lot of people, man. Some people are just better than others. Like you're better than others, but mastering it though is one thing. So what am I doing? I do believe I make a conscious effort to try every day to be better. Just more patient, even if it's with driving, dude, not getting mad in traffic, not being in a hurry, being careful at work, and just eating right, drinking right, sleeping right, balancing time out. So I do make conscious efforts, I think, every single day to do it, whether it works or not. Get better with age, I hope. It's like wine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would assume that you're better. I mean, obviously, I haven't known you for many, many years, but, I think I could say that I've seen you grow. I know Robert mentioned earlier that you have, and how proud he is of you. But yeah, I mean, it is something that you're getting better at, is not being. You're a very positive person, and it's not fake. It's authentic. And so when you get into that negative space, like, it's even worse because everyone just expects. We like to see very positive Ross. So when you don't get that, you're like, fuck. This sucks.
Yeah, and that's on me because of communication. That's my biggest thing in life. A lot of people have that issue. I think men especially, dude. My communication, I get it from my dad. I am the bottler up type of person. I am, like you said, I burn it down and just, that never works. It's not good for you, and it doesn't solve any problems. So that's always a work in progress with me, is communicating.
Yeah.
Dealing with your issues.
We do need to get better than that, and that's definitely a men thing for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Absolutely. We're all a work in progress.
We're the best.
Yeah. Just help me try to have a PMA, because I know I'm late. Yeah, I mean, he's been hard at work on himself. We all should be. we are our own worst critic. I don't know if I expect perfection out of life, but I expect a lot out of it because this is it for me. I mean, this is, you either do this life thing right to the best of your ability, or you're going to sit there at the end of it and you're going to be like, what the fuck did I do? I think about that too much, but I also, it's a good thing. I'm very aware of my mortality and having the beliefs I have. This is it.
I mean, especially so close to it as you are, being your age.
Yeah. With modern science, it's not crazy to live till I'm like 200.
Oh man. Well, I don't really have any more questions for you. And I feel like I've taken 2 hours away from your wife already. So
she needed it. She's taking midterms in the other room, dude. So she needed me away from her. Yeah. She'll probably thank you.
Yeah, probably, especially now because the first thing you're gonna do is bust in there and put your toes on her, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go in there. She's gonna get pissed.
Damn, that is all bad. Well, yeah, I hope that everybody here had a good time, especially you, sir.
I did. Thank you. This was fun.
It was. And I guess I'll say that for whoever does watch this, that you can see kind of like a role reversal on Friday. Yes, this coming Friday.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get. Yep. Now I can use a little bit of what you did, and I'm just gonna pick your brain apart. But yeah, so I like the idea. The reason why I brought it up to you is because you're a very people person. So I do something called Beyond the Panel. You do Raiders Neighbors. I just think it's better to, obviously, like you did in the beginning, start with comic books because this is what brought us all together. But get to know people, and like you were saying, that's a problem on Instagram. Like, comic books is one thing, but there's a lot of other cool shit that we all do and know about. And so I think these are good ways to get to know people.
At the end of the day, we're people behind these pages and channels. And, that's why, like, for me, I do the captions that I do because I want people to, even if you never met me, or now with this channel, obviously people will get to see more of my personality because now it's actually in video form. But I've always tried to, like, put my personality into those words and into those captions, so you can like go through my page and read it and be like, okay, I know him, I kind of know him, like, or they know about me. And but this is a better way to be able to do that, and I think it's really, really cool. So
yeah, putting a face to it as well is big.
Absolutely.
Especially in a world where, man, just seeing people with masks has always bothered me because I like to see people's faces. That's just so we're getting back to a little bit of normalcy. I believe I heard LA is lifting their mask ban. I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, I know. Well, so I'm in Northern California, and we just for work last Thursday. So since Friday, we've been able to work without having to wear them, and it's been amazing. But like, what sucks is that we're so messed up in the head that all of us have talked about it. Like, we're sitting here at work and we're walking around and we don't have it. And this has been 5 days now. Yet every 10 minutes, we're all like, oh shit. Like, it's ingrained in our fucking heads. And I'm going through it, and a couple of my team members are, where it's like I'll go to the bank or I'll go to lunch and I'll come back into the store, and my habit is I need to put it back on. And you're like, no, wait, no, I don't anymore. Or you're just, it's so, and I hate it. I fucking hate it because I hate what it's done to us mentally.
I'm so sorry for what you're going through.
First world problems. For
real, dude. This has been good, man. You got a nice setup. I think this channel is gonna keep doing this, man. Keep doing like little content videos. But this will be fun to see who else you get on. Do you have your next idea?
No, I don't. But I'm excited for it because I want to do like I would even love to do this with people that I don't know. Like, or that I don't know very well. Obviously, that's going to be a whole lot harder. But I think I can manage my way through it. And just kind of, get to know different people. Or I've even thought of like a couple of friends that I have that are into this kind of stuff. And again, same thing. It's not going to be all comic books. I'll bring maybe someone on that's more movies. or whatever, and just kind of get to know them. But yeah, I thought even if I do like people that I know that maybe everyone else doesn't, would still be cool. And if it's not, I don't care. It's my channel. So
yeah, it gets people to know people. Yeah, man, it's good to like, oh, this is what panel surfing really is. Like, that's another thing I'm not big on being called that, even though I put panel there. Like, I like to be called by my name, but just so people know. Yeah, but
okay, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
No, I mean, people call
me. I like how
panel.
you wait until 2 hours into the show to tell us that.
You always call me Ross. You don't call me Panel.
I do. I think because if I know people, then it's like, well, I'm gonna call you by your name. But yeah, no, you're right. Plus, you know, I think of the other guy when I say Panel.
Yeah, I fucking hate you, dude. Some guy hit me up from eBay. He's like, or on Instagram, he's like, "Is this your listing?" I was like, "No, or did you ask me about a book?" Because I found some guy, I just blocked him like I always do. I was like, don't you fucking ask me if I'm that guy.
You're like, how dare you make that fucking mistake?
And it was the New Mutants 98. I was like, no, I would not ask you about that book. Right? Wow. Fucker. Not to dog on that book. I've had it a couple times, but
I've got one somewhere right there.
You got one copy? Because if you had two, I'd buy it. That's what I do. I buy two.
I do have two. They're both 9.6s, but I only displayed one on the wall. But I'm not selling it until he eventually, hopefully, pops up in a movie.
Claim backup claim.
Movie. But yeah. How bad does that piss you off that there is another panel surfing out there?
At first it did until you put it in perspective. I don't like the fact that original, it's just a name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like biters, man. Like, you can't come up with a fun little name? Like, I don't care enough to be called by it, but you had to take my name, dude. And he like clearly in messages, because he reached out to me. And I was like, yo, man, like, I'm just being honest with you. My account was made 3 months before yours, and all of a sudden you have the same name as me. And he said, oh, shit. Yeah, I never knew that. I was like, no, bro. Like, don't give me that. Don't give me that. And like, not to be a cocky, but look how fast my shit blew up. He fucking saw my name and he took it. So, hey, more power to him, dude. But lick my dick. Lick a big bag of dicks.
He's riding your coattails. He's gaining from you.
But now, shit. Now look at me, mom, on top. Whatever.
Now you're kind of over it. I remember I got mine from. I had a different name. It was Raider 730, which is pretty much what I use for everything. And then I threw up. I wanted to change it, and I told a bunch of people. Or I told my Instagram. I posted on Instagram like, "Hey, I want to change my name. You know, what should I do?" And this was one of the suggestions that I got, and I've stuck with it since. And the other one that I got that I really liked was Raiders of the Lost Art. And
I like that.
That is so there is someone under that name on Instagram, but I took I don't even know because I don't use it, but I want to say mine is Raiders of the Lost Art Comics. And that is my page. It's a sales page that hasn't been used in probably 4 years, but it's there because I couldn't decide, and I really liked it. And I was like, I'm gonna use it in some way, and so that's what I did. Was still use it as a sale page. But
it's kind of interesting that you did that. So what I did to get back at that one guy, I made his is Panel Surfer Comics. I made an account that says Panel Surfers Comics.
No,
just so I could take up that name just in case he ever wanted to use it. So that's how fucking petty I am. I don't even use that shit anymore. I love it. But yeah, he's whacking garbage. It's fine.
We're gonna have to come up with a new name for Inja.
No, I love that name. I'm gonna be real. That could be her real name. I don't know. I just like that name, Inja. It's fun to say.
Rolls off the tongue.
But I'll cut you for fun. I didn't even see the second part.
Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got. I will do this some other time. I don't know when exactly. I'll come up with a new guest. If you want to be a guest, feel free to hit me up, and we'll shoot the shit and have some fun. And of course, although we said earlier we weren't gonna shout out for shout outs, but you know, the low grades on Friday, I will be on there hopefully if I get a invitation through Messenger this time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't run that shit very well. That they do everything. I provide nothing for the low grades.
I just
provided
hit you up because Robert ignores me, and I'm like, dude, Messenger. Why on Instagram? I don't.
I came up with the name, the idea, and asked J2 and him to be a part of it, and now it's their show, and I just kind of show up when I can. Ship the books. Yes, ship the books.
Facts. I will tomorrow.
Look at us. We're running right at 2 hours. We're perfect, man.
Beautiful.
This is perfect.
Beautiful. I was expecting like 30 minutes or 40 minutes and just being a complete shit show. So.
Nah, I knew this would be dope.
It
We'll do it again. It'll be fun on Friday too.
Yeah, that I'm more nervous for because your questions last time were really good, and I was like, damn, I'm not the best. I like to talk a lot, obviously. So I'm not the best at like those rapid fire type questions because I want to like.
I don't think I gave you rapid. There wasn't any rapid fire.
No, I'm talking about what you asked Dent, fool.
That wasn't rapid fire though.
Kind of.
Really? You can have as much time as you want. We can take the whole episode.
No. I don't want to sit there and be like,
No, you know how we are.
They were really good questions, though.
You're gonna answer them however you want. Don't fucking shorten that shit up because it could be the whole episode. It could be fun.
No.
It'll be good. I'm excited.
I am too. So all right. So yeah, Friday, low grades, and I will be dropping a few more videos. I have some pack openings to drop that I've already recorded that I just need to drop. I might even do like a movie Monday kind of series going on. Probably start that tomorrow, hopefully. So anyways, yeah. And Ross, you don't have your own YouTube channel, correct?
Mm-mm.
But you can follow him on Instagram at panel_surfing and not the other guy. And that's all.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you, Ross, and thank you everyone for tuning in, and be sure to watch it on replay if you have 2 hours to spare.
Yeah, low grades for life.
Comic Book Fiend Club for life. Deuces.